First off, maybe have Mo just kind of make an opening statement on his perspective on the game.
Yeah, got off to a great start. Knockdown shots. I thought our defense was really good in the first quarter. They made a comeback, which is going to happen in a game like this. You don't expect runs are going to happen in the game. Just because that one happened in the first 4.5 minutes of the game doesn't mean that that's going to be the only run in the basketball game. And they came back like a really good team would. Then it became a back and forth game, plus for us, plus for them. They spurted at the right time in the, last 3.5 minutes, got us down by 4. Thought we got, a good shot, knocked it down, cut it to 2 or 1, and then, they split the 2 shots, and, we come back the other way, advance the ball, and, they played great defense on the final possession. We had to burn a timeout to advance the ball with 4.7 seconds. That we would have loved to have an extra timeout in our pocket at that situation, but we didn't. Frankie got put in an incredibly difficult position on the last play. We had designed a play, to get a couple other people coming off screens, and again, they defended it very, very well. And as a result, Frankie got pinned on the sidelines. Obviously, that's not the play that you're drawing up in the huddle. We didn't have any timeouts left, and she got forced into doing probably the one thing that she should have done at that spot, is get the ball on the rim, because she's almost fallen out of bounds, and there's 4.7 seconds left to go. You don't have time to find cutters in that situation, especially when you're pinned to the sideline and someone's right up in your face. And so she gets the shot, off the backboard, off the rim, where at least we can go get it. And unfortunately, we didn't come up with the ball.
Talk about the way Frankie was able to keep you in the game with a bunch of huge shots, though, throughout the game. I mean, it seemed like anytime you guys needed a huge bucket, you got it down to Frankie, and she was able to get a turnaround or a putback or whatever off misses. I mean, it's got to be nice to have someone like that you can rely on.
Frankie has improved every day that she's been at Hope College, and that's all you can ask for as a coach, is to have coachable players. She comes in early to practice. She gets extra reps in. I think her game has really advanced as the year has gone along. Even from freshman to sophomore year, yes, she improved, but I thought she improved in season, which is always a difficult thing to do with the help of our coaches, and she wanted the help. I think that's the big thing, is she played against some really good players from St. Thomas, and we walked off the court together, and I said, you're a great player. This is a learning situation. Those kids are really, that's an All-American that you went up against tonight from St. Thomas, and you can learn from her. You can learn from tonight. And she got in the gym as soon as she got home from that game, and I thought made another big jump in her basketball season of improvement.
Have you noticed an improvement over the season, Frankie?
Yeah, definitely. Going from freshman to sophomore year and then through the season, I think just putting in extra work has really helped, and the coaching staff has been amazing. I think just building plays for me and getting me the ball through my teammates and everything like that. That's been really great. And so honestly, it's hard work by myself, but also my teammates, getting me the ball, working hard with me, getting the post up or the post to work with me and everything like that.
So you've kind of become a little more comfortable as the year has gone on with being the number 1 option, right?
Yeah.
Especially down low. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
That's the girl we're getting it down to when we need a bucket, right?
Yeah.
Coach Mo, talk about, you had some great contributions tonight from Jackie and Hedrick. I mean, I thought Hedrick with that, putback at the end of the first quarter was huge, and Jackie with a couple of huge threes. That had to feel good to have a couple, more kind of role player stuff.
I thought Al played great tonight. I really did. I thought Al came to play like a senior, was very efficient, got in a little bit of foul trouble in the first half, which hurt us, honestly, because she was playing so well. Got 2 fouls, so we couldn't keep her in the game when she was playing so well, which is something that we like to do. And then I thought, Jackie Schwark is, like a workout buddy of hers, and it really shows how hard Jackie Schwark has worked since her freshman year to her sophomore year to now her junior year. She is a model of a player that comes in and realizes that she has more to work on in her game than what she walked into college with, and she has improved every single year, during the year, during the summer, and she has been a great role model, I think, for Frankie. Not only have they practiced against each other, they've encouraged each other, and I really believe that she sort of showed Frankie the way, like, hey, this skill development stuff is going to help. It's going to work, right? And then Frankie was like a sponge to absorb it, much like Jackie had been.
Mo, what things did you notice in the course of the game? I mean, it was a game of runs, obviously, and Calvin had the last run, but did you notice anything during the course of the game where they were making adjustments that were stopping you from doing things that you were having greater success with in the early stages of the ball game? What did they do to?
They quit turning the ball over, which was a big thing. So that took away, a couple of our runouts, a couple of our stops that way. And then, defensively, I thought they did a nice job of getting out on our shooters. I think that they did a nice job of, understanding the way the game was being called and, seeking contact on drives and getting to the free throw line. That's smart, right? So that's why they shot so many free throws. I think in the fourth quarter they might have been 9 for 10. That's a big stat. That's 9 points in a quarter, and plus the buckets that you make. Those are big baskets, obviously.
And then, like we were talking about earlier, talk about Lertzma a little bit. She was just tough to stop. She when she said she was going to the bucket, she was going no matter what. She was tough to stop.
Yeah, she's. Bree, I've known her since she was, maybe middle school, high school. Being in Holland, and she's a very good player, very driven. Just a great competitor, and she drove the ball hard to her right, and did a nice job of getting the ball on the rim, getting fouled, getting to the free throw line. And she also did a nice job of offensive rebounding. I thought she got some of her baskets just off hard work on offensive rebounding. Other people would, kind of probe the defense, and she'd come streaking in from 21 feet, grab the ball, and stick it in. She certainly, worked very hard today.
First time in 12 years that you're not going to be playing in the championship yet round. What did you tell the team, I guess, after if you're at liberty to do so, in terms of, what do you do going forward, I guess?
Well, I think the difficult thing is that anytime you lose in the tournament, you leave it up to somebody else.
Right.
And unfortunately, right now, our future is in the hands of is not in our own hands. Like, we do not control our own destiny right now, and that's a difficult thing. That worries me a lot. I personally feel that when you play Stevens Point, St. Thomas, Wheaton, Trine twice, Calvin 3 times, that's a pretty doggone good schedule.
Your strength of schedule is pretty high. I was looking at the regional rankings of today.
Yeah, if the NCAA wants us to play a strong schedule, we played as strong of a schedule as we could. Certainly, there are teams that are still improving in our league, and so your strength of schedule is going to be affected by those teams. They're getting better. They're working hard. They've got new coaches, but I hope that we aren't kept out because of the strength of schedule in our league. I think that we should be rewarded for the teams that we went out and we sought out and we played. And also, I would like to see our league get recognized for having, Trine is a great team. I've been in this 21 years. I can pick out a good team when I see it, and Trine is really good. Calvin is really good. It's not their fault, that they, their strength of schedule is not higher due to our league. Coach Winkleman inherited his schedule. You play the schedule that you're given, right? And it's difficult for our league to get a tough schedule. There aren't teams that want to come up into our league due to geography. We have to go a long way to get good games. And you do the best you can. I believe that we are in the top 64 teams in the nation. I strongly believe that. I'm sure that there are a whole lot of teams that are in the national tournament that are rooting against that because they probably don't want to play us. They would rather not have hope in. But again, we do not control our own destiny because of a 2-point loss, tonight. And so
that's February. That's March. You've been through this
The only difference is in the NCAA, we would be in Division I. In Division II, we would be in. Right? In Division III, not so much, because it's all regionalized. And so that's the frustrating thing about Division III. But Division III is also the greatest, right? Because you're not traveling, 14 hours to get a game and miss class the next day. Our kids are getting good grades. They're going on to have great careers. So there's good thing. There's things that you are challenged by and frustrated by with Division III because you just really have confidence that you're one of the best 64 teams. But there's also things that you really respect about Division III because it's a big reason why our kids came to Hope, because they wanted that balance in their life, balance in their academics, balance in their faith, and basketball.
I guess lastly for me would be, that was a great answer, brother. Obviously, as we talked about, this may have been your last game of the season. It may not have been. We're hoping it's not your last game of the season. Knowing both those things, what did you tell the team and especially the 6 seniors?
Yeah, I thanked our 6 seniors. I asked them to continue to pour into our team, to not be strangers, and even this year, continue to mentor our young players. And then I just said, unfortunately, it's in somebody else's hands right now, and that's a really difficult thing to drive away from this gym, knowing is that we don't control our own destiny. Coach Winkleman, he feels like we're good enough to be in, but I don't know. I've been down this road too many times. It's certainly not that I don't trust the selection committee. That's not it. I just know the parameters that they work within, and they're very, very challenging. To put 2 teams in, 3 teams in from the same league. I personally think that if we put 3 teams in from our league, that we will win games. Our league will win games, but that's up to the selection committee.
It's been quite a while since there have been 3 teams from the league.
I don't think there's that.
There was one time.
One time?
It was Defiance,
Oh, yeah.
Calvin, and I think Alma.
Yeah,
And
right.
That was back in the 90s.
Yep, right when I first started. Yep, you're right. All right. Thank you very much for your
Thanks,
coverage.
Coach.
We appreciate it.
guys.